Welcome, Chiefs Kingdom. Thanks for tuning in to this Red Kingdom Media production, bringing you raw, authentic Chiefs coverage. Make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on your team. Now sit back and enjoy the show.
This is the Red Kingdom Media Live Postgame Show.
Welcome to the Week 13 edition of the Red Kingdom Media Live Post-Game Show. I am your host, Clinton Petrie, and I'm joined, as always, with Daily Dale and Lonnie. And basically, let's just get into it since there's not a lot of fun things to talk about. Your Kansas City Chiefs lose to the Green Bay Packers on Sunday Night Football with a final score of 27-19. The defense gave up their highest point total of the season, which ultimately you stop blaming them by drive 2, bearing all the injuries that they were suffering in basically every level of the defense, and letting a inexperienced NFL player become the facilitator of your defense was a recipe for disaster. And the offense continued their red zone struggles. Either, the same question, is it a Mahomes careless throw? Is it a wide receiver miscommunication? Whatever you want to call that, but those issues are still very clearly happening still. Travis was getting some production early on and then stopped seeing that happen. And then we saw the best player of the night for the Chiefs throw a punch and get removed from the game, when at that point in time, the Chiefs would have been totally fine running the ball over and over again with Pacheco until they finally made it in the end zone, which is hilarious to say about a Chiefs team. But even that, they found a way to not follow through with that strategy, and it wasn't because of the coaches. So, frankly, this is hard to stomach. It did not look well to start, and it was giving Raiders game vibes really bad. It frankly didn't stop until 12-14, and even then I never felt like the Chiefs fully gained the momentum back on their favor. So this goes down as another heartbreaker for the season, one of the higher point total losses we've had besides the Denver Broncos. And the beginning of this game looked like it was heading in that direction. Only we're going to get field goals the entire game, and we're going to keep getting stalled out. But they managed to respond a little bit. Mostly Pacheco finally got his runs. But yeah, I know, Dale, once I pass to you, this is going to be your main topic, but another game where you can't blame it on the refs, because the refs don't play for the Chiefs. So the wide receivers, again, let Mahomes down this game, and the Chiefs still continue to struggle on what they should be doing, and the players that they put on the field, the personnel packages they choose to run, et cetera, et cetera. Go ahead, Dale.
All right. So, I mean, let's put it like this. We passed the 60 seconds, so shit, we can do what we want now. Let me tell you something real quick. Let me tell you something real quick. Chiefs Kingdom, let me tell you something. I'm not even going to even trip tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Like, hey, it was one of those trap games that happened to us. But for real, I fuck that. We don't never get any calls, bro. We don't never get any calls. I'm getting tired. I don't want to hear none of that shit no more. I don't want to hear we don't get any calls. We always get all the calls. All this, bro. I'm getting tired of this. That was a clear pass interference on the two. We was on score. We were running that motherfucker in. I don't care, bro. I really don't care. Next week, I see y'all talking shit, saying the Bills don't get it. Nah, we beating that ass. I don't care about none of that. We about to take this in. We going back to Arrowhead. Fuck that. 8-4, I don't care. We haven't had a road playoffs yet. Fuck it. We about to do it again. I'm going to live on that hill till they show me. It is what it is. That's how I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. It's cool. I'm not tripping. I had to go off real quick, bro. I had to go off real quick. But honestly, man, really, Jordan Love came out. He was efficient tonight. He really did what he was supposed to do. He didn't really allow the defense to really take over the game. Spags wasn't really able to dial up the pressure like he liked. But Jordan Love was smart. He was getting the ball out of his hands quickly. The wide receivers was getting open. This was probably one of the worst performances from our defensive back group. But we did deal with a lot of injuries as well too. And for us to still be fighting at the end, it is what it is. You know, we still had a chance. So I mean, a lot of people could say we in straight denial. That's fine. I take it. Yes, I'm in denial. I have been in denial since Patrick Mahomes took over. Since we lost in the AFC Championship game, I don't give a damn. I've been in denial then. And we got 2 Super Bowls and hosted 5 AFC Championship games. And watch Miami and Baltimore still trick it away and give it back to us. It's cool. I'm fine. I'm going to live with it. You know, I know Clayton, he has different opinions. Lonnie, he's going to come in and give his thoughts as well, too. But, hey, I'm going to be the delusional KC Chiefs fan today. I don't care. 8-4, still number 1 in the AFC West. We dropped to, what, fourth seed now, but definitely depending on what Jacksonville do against Cincinnati tomorrow. But at the end of the day, if we're going to complain about a team and they're still in playoff contention and still, like, you know, leading their division, hey, we came a long way, Chiefs Kingdom. We came a long way. So I'm fine with that. We got to get it together. Maybe we look past this game, ready for Buffalo. It's regular season. You got to win the games now. Like, every game is important. You got to take all of those games seriously. We got to go into the season expecting that we're going to go 17-0. That's what we have to do. You can't look past an opponent like this, especially a team that beat a team last week that beat us the first game of the season. You should have known something. So, you know, I gave my hats off to the Packers. Not your fault. You know, calls was going both ways sometimes. Definitely questionable calls. We had that unnecessary roughness where Mahomes wasn't even out of bounds yet. So you can say they gave that to them just because that could have been their freebie for making that mistake the last time. However, you know, this is something that's undeniable. It's right there in your face. I think once this season ends, I think they're really going to think about what the referees are doing this season, because we get some calls too that's very questionable, and we got some as well where, you know, it helped us out as well too. So, and it was vice versa. So at the end of the day, I mean, it's time to hold them responsible. The committee gotta come together, figure this out. But hey, at the end of the day, 8-4, time to move on. It's time to get prepared for Buffalo, man. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and I just kind of share the same sentiment as you guys. Of course, we hate to lose, but it's sometimes the way in which we lose is that puts a damper on things. We had a lot of injuries that were unfortunate, and I feel like you said, Spags couldn't get his whole defense that he wanted to get on the field. He kind of kept everything manila, kept everything just plain Jane, and kind of just worked with what he had, which was fine. It was enough to get by. Jordan Love made some outstanding plays, some throw it up and hope my guy's down there somewhere type plays, and his guy was in the right place at the right time. So he was fortunate enough to be on the other side of the good plays tonight. Mahomes wasn't on the other side of plays that he should have made. But we've become a new team, and I don't think the Chiefs fans are used to it. But with that the Pacheco 100-yard games are going to be the way that we win games, and I've been saying it all year going forward. We want to see Mahomes go for 350 and put up 4 touchdowns, but we just don't have those type of weapons anymore, unfortunately. That just is not the type of football that we're playing here in Kansas City. So we're going to play more smash mouth, ground and pound football, which we kind of played today. And Mahomes has to make better decisions. Your quarterback can't turn it over on the game-winning drive. Like, I'm really telling you, like, you get it when you get the ball back. Your defense gets you the ball back twice there, Mahomes, and you squander it twice. That's solely on you. It's not on anyone else. I know the miscommunication. People are going to say miscommunication with Scott Moore, but whatever the case is, if you know you can't trust him, you probably shouldn't be going to him on your game-winning drive. You got to make some better decisions, nevertheless. So I just feel like Mahomes' decision-making is questionable. It's been questionable all year. We have to win. We just have to keep winning from here on out. We couldn't really afford to lose this game. We lost it. It was a good thing it was an NFC team and not an AFC team, because we'll be talking about some stuff, sitting here looking and talking about possibly a Buffalo situation, which is unheard of in the Mahomes era. We have to start learning from our losses and start putting wins together. We're going to be talking about a whole different season here, fellas, here in a minute, talking about how we can pick in the draft, and not how far we can go in the playoffs. So I feel like we need to really look internally and fix some stuff with the team for our conversation starts to switch, because it's week 13 and it's not getting better from here.
All right. Well, to respond to both of you, Dale, it's hilarious that I've been claiming the sky has been falling for quite a while, and now all of a sudden I'm the rational one with my like you're the irrational Chiefs fan tonight. So, geez, okay. So now we know where the limit is. Exactly how many missed calls is the overboard?
Yeah, I was gonna be cool,
but Lonnie, to kind of respond to something you said early in your quote there, I'm sorry, I don't give the defense any credit for going through injuries. This is the NFL. Like, you are going to be expected to nearly have every single one of your starters get hurt at some point, and your backups need to be good. And if your backup gets hurt, you expect that your backup's backup goes in and plays as well. We saw the Chiefs secondary perform that exact way last season. We were expecting the wide receivers to be that way this season, and that's not happening. So you have to expect injuries. You can't give it a pass and say just because Spags has injury that gives him a pass for this. Like, I'm sorry, I don't buy it. Jordan Love, he's looked great in certain games. Like, he's not on Mahomes' level. We saw him make some ridiculous throws. So it had nothing to do with that. I don't know why the scheme was messing him up, because this was the first series. Our defense looked terrible in the first series before Drew Tranquil got hurt. And then it just got worse from there. They were able to get a couple stops for field goals. But, I mean, we've said all along, if the Chiefs give up more than 21 points, it stops being an expectation to win. And that's what I felt pretty early on. And when it was 14-3, I was saying, if they don't respond here, this is signaling some radar red flags that they can't adjust. Like, this is the period of the time in the season where we say, okay, this is when Andy and Spags, this is when they get everything fixed and they prepare for postseason run. Well, Spags, we've seen do really well at the start of the season, and yeah, we can give a pass to this game, sure, but we will see how next week is against a, in our minds, much harder to deal with offense and a much more boomer bust quarterback, but as risk taking as a Jordan Love is. So this is going to be not quite a copy paste game, but a lot of the same elements that we just saw. So, that being the case, this defense better adjust. And you made the statement that they couldn't go out of certain personnel because they only have the one linebacker situation. Well, then mix it up, dude. Before Brian Cook was out, you love your safeties. Like, put the best players on the field. Like the offensive line goes. It doesn't matter if you were better at a certain position. If you're one of the best 5 and you're a spot, then you go in a spot. So at that point, we just needed any improvement, and it was not looking good. So I'll give them a half of a pass tonight for dealing with the struggles they did. But at this point, this is the NFL. You've got to have the next man ready to go. Or if you're relying on injuries to not happen in order to successfully win a season, you can't expect to win the whole thing.
Bro, this chat is going crazy, bro. Hey, Sam, let me tell you something, Sam. Hey, I'm glad you in here this week, bro, because you know I'm coming. Nah, I'm turned right now. I ain't going for that. I ain't going for that. Fuck this game tonight. I'm ready for Sunday. We on that ass. Boy, you better be here at the post game. What time you play? 3:25. I want to see you at 6 o'clock. That's 7 o'clock East Coast time, boy. We on that ass. I don't care, man. Fuck all that little sad ass shit we on right now. For real. Fuck this game. I'm ready. I'm ready for the playoffs. I'm ready to be on the road. This is bull. That PR is bull. Man, hey, Clint, play my video right now. I need to calm down. Play my video. Hey, this is our first loss with Taylor in the house too. That's cool. But going back, bro, like really hitting on everything that y'all was talking about, though. I mean, we can talk down on defense, though. Let's be honest. I mean, it was the worst game that they actually played this season. I definitely wanted to see a lot more from them. So it's definitely okay. We dealt with injuries. I mean, what do we expect when we go down to our third linebacker and it's Jimmy Cochran? And he made it too.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Then to that argument, how can we expect anything when we lose our starting left tackle? We shouldn't expect to move the ball any further when you're
you miss your starting left tackle, but you have a second string left tackle. You're not on your third left tackle, or you're not on your right guard that stepped up to play left tackle because you lost 2 left tackles. So like when you down to your third linebacker that plays strictly special teams, and you're relying on him to come in and be a green dot for your defense. That's just a big ask. To hold people under 17 points. And still even ask for someone to get the ball back for you. This is a guy that's played during the preseason, probably in Green Bay. He was the one that probably took most of the snaps there. So you can't. I don't think it's an accurate call out of the defense as far as today goes. Our offense has been that bad offense all year. Mahomes has not made good decisions all year. It's been an all year thing. He's not in the talks for MVP, and it's a reason that he's not in talks for MVP. Because when it's time to make those game-winning plays, they're not being made this year. So we got to also call out when he's not playing good. It's a $400 million man that doesn't play good either. Like they said, the Scott Moore project has not worked. Unfortunately, Richie James has more receiving yards than Scott Moore. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, we have to. You gotta. He just looks better. Let's say he looks better.
He did look better.
Period. And we can't continue to have that from a guy that we picked in the first round and expect to be an all-world talent like Rashee Rice. Second round, like all-world talent like Rashee Rice.
And
so like this is a straight embarrassment. He's a bust.
One of the big free agent additions, $20 million a year. We heard his name several times again this game. So Jawan Taylor is becoming a problem, and not because he's getting singled out, but because his play is not equaling out. to the penalties he was getting earlier when he was
See,
put on blast. Now he's not in the spotlight, and it still happens. So
but I share the same sentiment as Dale with that. That's bullshit because I feel like a lot of it is just spotlighted. Because I swear on a deep pass to, I don't think it's Romeo Dobbs, it was hands to the face on Mike Dana, and they slow moed that play about 30 times. Of how Jordan Love left his feet and how he was throwing off of different platforms. And I've seen it was nothing said about that. So I just feel like it's ticky tacky. You can watch anything and watch as close as you want to. When you see a couple flags, and you start already looking down there and looking for those holding calls, you're going to find whatever you go looking for. Just like they found one on Creed, and Creed clearly he doesn't even wear gloves, so if he's holding, it's going to be obvious. His hands were
That
clearly
wasn't a hold.
so it's just like
That wasn't a hold.
once you're rolling, and the spotlight is on you. The spotlight is on you. But it is what it is. I mean, I feel like Mahomes has had more time than he's had all year this year, and he's just not made good decisions, unfortunately.
true. So somebody's comment is
So-
saying that Jawan Taylor is the top passing tackle, like offensive pass blocking tackle in the league. Yeah, that may be the case for like the first 3 seconds, but apparently in this offense, nobody can get open in that time. So Mahomes is just dancing around, and it doesn't matter how good you are at pass blocking. 4 or 5 seconds, you're not holding it. The quarterback's going down. So at this point, I want to see Patrick Mahomes in a panic. I want to see him literally scramble up the middle every single time he doesn't have anybody open and keep getting first downs. That seems to be the only surefire way that this offense can move the ball when it's not being handed to Isaiah Pacheco. That is the only thing that I can feel confident on. If Travis Kelce does not get open on a play, then I better see Mahomes scramble for a first down. That's the only way this offense is continuing to win games in my mind. And that is a scary place to be. That is pedestrian. That is normal levels again. This is Alex Smith as quarterback.
Zach Ertz, baby. Zach Ertz. That's what we hoping for now.
Well, yeah, you have to do something, Dale. It's you say it, we say it like that, but you have to.
I'm dead serious.
Well,
I'm dead serious.
You have to do something there because you're running out of stuff to do, especially when you get in games like this. It's too many games this year where the Chiefs can't crack 21. That's scary. I don't care what nobody says. You're not going into the playoffs and getting into a shootout with any of these good teams, and you can't crack 21, bro. You're going home. So, like, period, point blank, we can sit and laugh, and chop it up like
boy,
we
y'all
want to.
sad as hell.
But I just feel like if you're not scoring over a dub and you getting out there and you running with some guys like the Bills, the Ravens, the guys that they're gonna put it on you or even hold the ball for the whole game, you better be able to score, bro. And the Chiefs haven't been able to score all year, bro. And we put it on the wide receivers, but it's a mix of everybody. I feel like it just takes accountability. Like Mahomes, if we're talking about Mahomes in the playoff conversation, in the MVP conversation, we're talking about a whole different team here. So, like, I feel like he's not played good, bro. He's not. He hasn't played good. Our wide receivers haven't played good. The offense hasn't played good in general. Period.
Yeah, dead ass. Dale's calling us downers over here, but
That's cool. Like
I've been on this train, dude. I've been on this train since week 1. I've seen that like this is giving off 2018 or 2021 vibes. And unfortunately, those didn't end in the Chiefs' favor at the end of the season. And at this point, we are hoping that it looks like a 2020 season where they get blown out in a Super Bowl, where we're hoping the defense can stop something, but the offense, again, can't complete a pass. And it's not because he doesn't have time to throw it. He's got all the time in the world. It's just nobody's open to catch it.
Yeah. It's like that's a nightmare, right? Like, and it's like the Chiefs fans are gonna be we're gonna live with a nightmare until it ends. And unfortunately, that's just how football goes. You got to live with the decisions that you make. And the guys are the guys that we have, and the quarterback is the quarterback that we have. We live with the good and the bad. So right now, it's just the bad.
Man, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's it.
It's one of these seasons, bro. Like And I've been thinking about this. Well, it's one of these seasons where we're gonna be frustrated. Like it's gonna be a lot of frustration. We're gonna have moments. We're gonna have to deal with this throughout the game. But at the same time, being 8-4, it's time for us to figure it out. We still got last half of the season that is not as great, especially with some injuries to some key quarterbacks that we were expecting to have. Probably some good a good game against being in a tight situation with the Bengals at the end of the season. But you have a chance now. I mean, you got a Raiders team. You got to play at the bottom half. After this Buffalo game, pretty much everyone else is not as good. New England, uh, Bengals dealing with that injury. Chargers again, and the Raiders. So you can make something work. But we're all saying at the end of the day, regardless of what happened, y'all not talking about us getting knocked out of the playoffs. So really, when I'm hearing us not getting knocked out of the playoffs, I'm very confident because Mahomes, when it comes to this playoff this year, he's more than likely going to be the most experienced, tenured individual in that conference. So, I mean, at the end of the day, the greats wake up during that time. So I'm guessing we're saying Patrick Mahomes is not going to be great. That's what I'm hoping. I mean,
Well,
Tom Brady didn't did with less. It made something shake in the postseason. I mean,
yeah,
their defense at times and gave up a 27-point game as well too, and just end up turning it around. That's why I'm not. That's why I'm not shutting up. Clint said earlier, he was like, "Yeah, we might as well get on earlier." I don't stop until the completion of the game. So if I'm not gonna stop to the completion of the game, how the hell I'm gonna stop at the completion of a season in week 13? Not gonna happen. So
yeah.
wake up, cause I got money on the line for them going into the Super Bowl too. So shit, I lost $20 a night, but I can win 100 later on. Shit. And that's what I'm hoping. So y'all can give up. I'm gonna give all the hope I can because it's Christmas.
Yeah.
So I gotta chill.
And we do have to respect Mahomes' greatness, I think, too. I don't want to discount Mahomes' greatness at all whatsoever as Chiefs fans. Like I told
Uh-huh.
them, we went from first and 25 to about third and 15 there, and now you have Mahomes. We down by 80, throwing a jump pass over the middle on a drop 8, and he completes it. So like we have to give respect where respect is due. This is a man that has overcome some of the craziest comebacks in NFL history, and led us back to victory. So we can't discount his greatness, but we also has to call out when he plays like shit. And unfortunately, he
Yeah.
has played like shit a lot this year. And we are not gonna, and we can't, and sometimes we can't overcome that. In situations, there are situations and times where we can, when the quarterback finds a way to shoot themselves in the foot, or the offense finds a way to continue to sputter. But when the offense is on and they're having their way, they're running the ball, they're keeping the time of possession down. They figure out a way to beat us. This is the recipe to beat the Chiefs. It has been for years. So the Chiefs have to figure that out, and get in there and really, really go to work as far as is like just really honing in and figuring out how to kind of stop the run. And because that's another problem I feel like too. We quarterback run in the run, we struggle with that, and that's why I feel like Buffalo comes in and has their way with us 2 years in a row. We can't really we get late in the season. It's hard for us to figure out ways to stop the run. But I don't, like I said, I don't want to discount Mahomes' greatness. He's great. He's gonna forever be a great player, but he plays like Dookie, and the score reflects it. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, y'all. It's the best way to put it. Like he plays horrible, and the score reflects how he plays. You throw a pick down the stretch, we lose a game. So like, that's the only thing I'm thinking too on a game-winning drive. Right? It's like, what's the one thing that we can't have here? A fumble or interception. The two things that we can't have are fumble or interception. What does Mahomes do? First, we have a fumble scare, and then what? Then we have an interception. So it's like, damn. Like, if I'm knowing that, are you not knowing that as an offensive coordinator, Andy Reid? Is that not the number one thing everybody else is going into the headset? No
It's just why
fumbles,
did you
no
go to
interception.
Sky, bro? Why did you go to Sky Moore?
I
Like
think it
I
was something.
just
It was,
why did you go to 5'11", 5'10" Sky Moore on that, bro?
it was something
The
in the
quarterback
coverage.
said, "I'm not even about to cover you, bro. I'm about to play this route. Like, hey, come
But
sign me next season. I'll
it
be
was
wide
something.
receiver."
It was something in the coverage. I feel like if you look at the play,
Oh my
he
god.
if you look at the play, it looks like he slows down. I don't know if he signals, but he squints. Then he squinted over at Scott Moore. Something weird. Like, you didn't see him pause for a second. If didn't nobody else see it, but if you go back to the play, he pauses for a second and like kind of looks over at Scott Moore. And I don't know if he's like supposed to run a certain route. I don't know if it's a certain signal or what. But
If
he
I
does it. He didn't really. It was supposed to be a slot fade, but the ball is it's overthrown. It's supposed to be a sky or nobody ball, but you leave it inbounds for the DB to just get distant enough to put 2 feet in the inbounds. So it's like, is that a play on Sky Moore, or is that your quarterback not putting that ball? Because if you put it further towards the sideline, Mahomes, maybe he doesn't get the ball inbounds.
Bro, why did you throw it to him in general, bro? Like he's been doing this all season, bro. He hasn't been that. Like, you got, if anything, I'm comfortable with MVS doing that, who been dropping the ball all season, because if at least he get his hands on it, it's a drop. Like, he didn't even have a chance to fight for it. So it was just in that situation, like, you got that. Well, it was a pass. We got a pass interference or something on that one, right? It moved the stick, so we was like already on the side of their field. Bro, run the ball with Pacheco. We had like 5 minutes left. 19-24. I was saying this in the chat. Just run the ball and just go do those quick short passes, and let's run this clock out, because honestly, before that interception and anything like that, it was a clean game other than penalties, and we were moving the ball downfield.
True.
So you was doing something, and you scored in the second half as well too. So you could have made something work. And at that, you scored 2 touchdowns. And what I was saying, scored 2 touchdowns each possession, each half. You could really probably win the game, because 27. What would I say? 2 touchdowns each half. That's 28. But at the same time, somebody just said something about McKinnon being here. He was hurt. He had that groin injury still, so they made him inactive. So he might be back this week. There's a chance Bolton be back next week as well too. Drew Tranquil in concussion protocol, so maybe he can get out of that before this upcoming game. I think they're going to try to get everyone back at least for that game. But it sucks that we're going to be missing Brian Cook, because that ankle injury was gruesome. It was gruesome. So Mike Edwards, being this underrated pickup, I said, we got this offseason. It's time for you to step up into that role. We're going to see more Shamari Connor as well too. A lot of guys from Chiefs Kingdom was loving in the preseason and was expecting him to get some reps, and a lot of people thought he can get some going as well too. So we see how often he's out there. And Joshua Williams, he got cooked this game.
Oh, Dale, real quick.
Man,
what happened with Mike Edwards, dude? I thought this dude was.
That intercept that was boom.
King. Yeah, what he was.
Hold on. Why Justin Reed gonna play a fucking player and not go for an interception? You goofy. And he's falling down. I mean, everybody who was in that vicinity. Let me pray.
You're correct.
And that's and I say,
and who can you blame that defense?
And I just say it's just a lot of those plays are lucky too, because like he throws a rainbow. That is a rainbow pass. Like Chris Collinsworth said, Jordan Love said he felt like he lost the game his first start against the Chiefs because he overthought all his passes.
Yeah,
and he didn't just throw the ball up. He tried to play perfectly. Jordan Love decided to throw the ball up, and unfortunately landed in Romeo Doubs' hand. Romeo Doubs had 4 receptions for 87 yards. He had a career game against the Chiefs, and it was all off of passes that my 3-month-old son could have probably threw, just because and luckily it fell in the wide receiver's hands. And the Joshua Williams play is a 30% play by AWS, and they even said it. He's covered good, and unfortunately it's just missed time. It goes right over his hand. If he's a second later, it may be a tip pick. So it's like, it's unfortunate situations, and that just happens in football. Sometimes the ball just doesn't go your way. It's not a round ball like a basketball. Unfortunately, it's shaped like an egg, and it doesn't always bounce the way of your team. So it just didn't bounce our way today.
Yeah, we're going to have some late season additions, y'all. It is what it is, especially with the injuries that just came up as well, too. People think I'm playing about the Zach Ertz one, but regardless of how we feel about him, if he's going to be able to change the offense or not, you're going to probably see more tight end sets now with him out here, having a guy who can get his hands on the ball and do something with it as well, too. Not like somebody with Kelsey, but he's always been a reliable target. You get him out there, and maybe with Brian Cook being out, I was thinking about this already when I saw that Cook injury. Adrian Amos, who just got released as well too. Maybe he come in, veteran piece. I mean, it's going to be week 14 next week. I understand we can't expect him to come in and just being like, oh, this is going to completely change it. But maybe you get some guys out there that's competitive that can give us a little bit more of a push on both sides of the ball. Because right now we're coming to that part of the season where we did good. The whole front part of the season avoided injuries. Had a couple that wasn't really as much. Had that big Bolton injury, but you had Drew that came in, was able to fill in and didn't miss a beat. But now it's like, okay, it's time to prepare and see what we got going forward, because at the end of the day, depending on how the rest of the season go, we should be able to win another division title and then be in the playoffs. It's just going to be dependent on seeding. Will we have either a bye, or are we going to actually be out there on wild card weekend trying to fight for a divisional game? So it all depends. We'll see how it goes. But very upset, very irritated with this loss today. But hey, they've been doing good with not losing 2 in a row. So let's hope that's motivation for us to go out there next week, end up being 9-4 against the Bills, and then let's move forward and see what we can do for the rest of the season. But I'm not gonna be sad as much. But I really share y'all sentiment. Like, y'all got every right to be frustrated though, for real. I'm just trying to be the energetic one, keep the positive vibes at least. But we all got every reason to be upset with this performance today.
So a couple points I've got here. So number one, can we officially say the offense playing clearly didn't work, or however they wanted to, whatever y'all planned in September ain't worked, and whatever you planned for November for this end of the season ain't working. I don't know what it is, but it ain't working. And I truly believe in the Chiefs' minds, they thought they could coast this season to a first-round bye and be like, we'll figure it out as we go. And that is tremendous oversight. And now you no longer have number 1 seed. You're no longer in the driver's seat. You're no longer controlling your own destiny. So you're putting a lot in chances, and you're watching a franchise quarterback just not having his best year. And Lonnie, we could play devil's advocate as well, and we could say, well, how come he didn't try to throw it to Sky Moore? Geez, Patrick just doesn't throw it to any of his wide receivers. Like, he's wrong if he throws it to somebody, and he's wrong if he's holding the ball forever. So it's on him every single time. And until he publicly makes his teammates be as accountable as he is, it's always on his shoulders, but he's never going to let out that fury. But Patrick, you are one competitive guy, and that's what it takes to win in this league. And if you had the offenses of old, maybe I see that Justin Ross comment going to hell.
At this point, we desperate.
Oh, Jesus. But to finish that point, Dale, if they didn't make a move when the trade deadline was coming, when there might have been somewhat decent talent they had, you're telling me they're going to bring in somebody now for this offense? I'm sorry. That would make Andy and Brett the biggest hypocrites to go all this talk, and we're totally fine with the room and what we have now, and at this point decide, nah, we've underestimated what we need. We need to fix it. Bro, what have we been saying the past 2 months? And you didn't make any moves then. You hoped that everything would work out. Yep. And unfortunately, things don't always just work out. So that's where we're at right now. We still absolutely can make a playoff run. We absolutely can turn things around. But they are putting expectations on the wrong players, and they are not holding players accountable like they should. We're not seeing a mean Andy. We're not seeing a mean Patrick. If this team is dead set on winning a Super Bowl this season, they need to get mad, because what I saw this game was both sides of the ball just stomping, doing whatever the hell they wanted. And like, this is the Chiefs we're talking about with Patrick Mahomes. This is supposed to be this untouchable level of a team. But we're holding Patrick in too high of a regard and giving him too high of standards to assume then he can overcome so many obstacles all on his shoulders. So everyone assumed that the Patriots method of just throw bodies and not names at the receiver position was going to work out. And maybe now the regime is realizing that they need at least one or two highly dependable guys. And we're done having scheme receivers. We're having receivers that line up on every play in wherever we put them. I don't care if it's the X, Y, or Z or in the backfield. I don't care, Andy. You can line them up wherever the hell you want. But we're not having these specialized type players and wide receivers anymore. You are building a complete team to beat all teams. So we need to see Brett Veach make some moves in the offseason. We could say he's going to bring in Zach Ertz, but what would that do? Clearly, we love trying to throw it to our wide receivers anyway.
So, Click, before we go, like before we move forward, Rob, please just double up on it. I double up on the Bills game, bro. I need my money back. Let's go. Let's get even. Let's do that. You might as well. You up now. You can go up 40 now. I got it. We can double or nothing right now. Hey, I'm riding it. It gotta happen because I need my money back. It's Christmas time, y'all. But also, let's put it like this. I mean, the chat going crazy right now. Like, you know, y'all right. Trade MVS for $5 in a McDouble. I mean, we can do it. I'll take it. I mean, I'm hungry right now. That can be for my son. Make it plain. What else?
Yeah, I was gonna say, who's giving us $5 for that?
Who wants them?
I mean, I'll take it. Maybe the Packers take him back. No, I'm just playing. It's all good. But man, really, it's time for us to wake up, bro. But going back to it, because I know you said we didn't make any trades right now like we were supposed to. That was a perfect time to do it. And you are exactly right. I think the trades that we wanted to go for, these guys end up having great seasons, such as a Brandon Ayuk, who we thought maybe at the 49ers didn't have a great first half of the season, probably worked themselves out of the playoff picture. Maybe that'd have been something that we could have gave up some good compensation for. That obviously didn't work out as well too. And the other guys as well is also on playoff contenders. My thing is, a lot of people was talking about D-Hop as well too. You can't go after him after he went over there. That's pointless if he wasn't going to try to bring him in now on the contract that he's working with. So that wouldn't make sense. So the reason why I say go for a guy like Zach Ertz right now is just because the Chiefs has not been shy of doing this before in the past, bringing in a veteran guy that can help a particular room in this case. And regardless of him being a tight end, he can help that receiving core in a big way and just be someone who can actually go out there and produce and make something work, at least with what we have right now. Don't forget what we did with Terrell Suggs when we brought him in as a defensive end. I know that's on the defensive side of the ball, but it happened. What happened after we did that? We went to a Super Bowl and won. He was able to bring in that. He had some plays in that game as well, too. You can say the same thing for Zach Ertz if that happened. Oh, what happened to the Chiefs going to run? Oh, Zach Ertz has another chance after leaving the Arizona Cardinals. Oh, now he's in the Super Bowl again. He might have to make a big play. Who knows? Like, just at this point, what can you lose? At least prove to us you care. Like, at least prove, bro, you care. That's all I care. And even if it don't work, it proved like, okay, I'm not liking what I'm seeing with us going into the playoffs. I don't like it. Andy, can you figure it out? Can we dial something up with him to get us points on the board and help the offense?
So Dale is going on record saying that the offense is not fixable in its current state and it needs another addition to the room. I believe you said earlier that things would just eventually fix themselves towards the end.
See, and I won't
Opinions change. Okay.
See, and I won't say that they'll fix themselves, but I'll just say that the Chiefs are not who they were these past 3 years, and we are not the team. Now, we may be next year. We may go back to that form, but that's not us. So, like, unfortunately, I don't know what the Chiefs want. We want to fix offense. We're not scoring 30 anymore. I'm sorry. Like, if you want to watch people score 30 or 50 points, you go watch the Eagles, and the Eagles are struggling to do that now. Go watch the Lions, and the Lions struggle any given day to do that. It's just not that
40.
Well, the Niners dropped 40 today, but they might get blown out next week. Like, I think it's any given game with Purdy too. So like we've seen that this year. That it's a hit and miss
He
league.
personally
Like
hate
we
Purdy.
said that they caught up, but the league is caught up. And I just feel like we can't continue to just there's no fixing offense. No, it's not gonna be fixed. It's not gonna be fixed overnight. Hand the ball to Pacheco 20 times a game. We're gonna have to down that hill. He's gonna have to have 100-yard games for us to win. We're gonna have to win time of possession, and we're gonna have to get turnovers on defense. Period. Point blank.
Bro, I
It's
said
just
it.
not. We are not the same Chiefs anymore. We might have three or four splash plays where you get a good play to Rashee Rice and he gets some yak, or you get a play to Travis Kelce, he gets some yak. But other than that, we're not big play. This is not big play town anymore. Okay,
The
we're
identity.
trying to get touchdowns. And hopefully score in the red zone and convert third and shorts. That's the team that we are now, and I just want everybody to see that, and that's where we're living at. Okay, we struggle on 3rd and 1. We struggle in the red zone. So like that's what we need to do. If we get those two things together, we'll be a mediocre offense at the best. But other than that, it's not. We are who we are.
The identity is running the ball and getting the ball out quick to my guy Rice. Like that was working the first part of the game, even though we didn't score the first couple of drives. We could have if we didn't have those penalties. Like that was really dialing up. Like, and he had that
and
one
then Andy
footer.
Reid stopped doing it because that's
And
not
look-
Andy Reid's DNA.
And look, when I saw him catch that flutter from Mahomes when he got here, I was like, okay, he's trying to. Is he finding his way? Now y'all can be upset all y'all want. We need all this. We do. I still take Zach Ertz, but I'm cool. I'm rocking with Pop, Rice. What you say? Heavy on the Pop, and I need a large side of Rice. I'm with that. What else? Kelsey, of course, is. Taylor, she might got some good. I don't know, cuz is throwed off a little bit. Let's leave that alone. I don't know what they was doing in the hotel last night. To what they need to chill. Oh man. What else? And I mean, and where are the rest for KT, bro? Dog? He had a couple good. Like he had that good run. He like why do we go away from him, bro? Like it just doesn't make any sense.
And I feel like we say that a lot too, and it's only one ball, y'all. Like shit, I'm sorry, but it's either you're gonna be a feature guy, and
I'm sorry.
And I feel like
the Chiefs' number one wide receivers. Moore looks terrible, and Tony looks great, but the Chiefs think that he's made of glass. And I literally said that as a comment was coming at the exact same time. So I'm glad we're all on the same wavelength. But yeah, the man is brittle. I mean, they literally said that last game. Yeah, it didn't look like he could get tackled and survive it. So we just held him out a whole game. What is football besides getting a catch and getting tackled? Y'all are the Super Bowl winning coach. I'm not. I'm just using my eyeballs here.
And let's just say this, and I feel like this is just a good point to just kind of like let's go ahead and do this right here. It was safe enough to say we're going back to the drawing board on this wide receiver room next year, and I just want everybody to know as Chiefs fans,
we definitely are.
These guys that we have here will not be the guys that we have next year, and I feel like this kind of just puts the icing on the cake for the guys. And I feel like that might have happened a couple games ago when they didn't get as many points as they needed to against the Broncos. Veach is going to go back to the drawing board. Like you said, the MVS dead money is not there. So this is something that is going to be talked about in the offseason, and we'll have to hash out, hopefully going into next year, we have some more stronger and better guys out there on the outside. But unfortunately, like I said, we are the team that we're going to be this year. We are 5 yards in the cloud of dust. So we have to hand that ball off, and we're like I told Dale, it's 27 power. Like what else? Like what are we doing here? Like I don't know what else we need to. What other call needs to come through the headset for Andy Reid? We don't need no spider 2YX banana, none of that. Okay.
Because bro almost screwed that touchdown, bro. What was that, bro? Like just run it. We said finish the drive with Pacheco, bro.
Like and then you get him. He gets 6 yards in the scrum, and where they're just pushing him straight just off of sheer strength. You got to make it a statement drive. And I feel like Andy Reid kind of goes away from that. Like Clinton says, he gets kind of pass happy, but unfortunately it worked out there and he got a touchdown to no grade. But it's like, Andy, come on. Sometimes you have to assert your will and let people know, this is who we are and this is our identity now. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to punch you in the mouth. We're going to run it 13 times a game until you come up and you try and stop it. And then when you come up and stop it, then that open up the play action. So we have to start playing that game. Unfortunately, I know the Chiefs fans don't like it because it's going to be a slow game. It's really, really slow. It's reminiscent of the 08 Patriots, but this is who we are. This is who we
Hey,
are.
if it's got to be, hey, that's cool for the last couple games of the season. If you can win out as well too, if you can do that, like we got to get over that. We got to be able. At the end of the day, it's just important to win. Just go out there and try to win. That's the goal. We don't care how you do it, just win. Even when we was winning those games, when we wasn't putting up much points, we were mad, but we weren't as mad on the post game because it was a win. So if it even happens like this going into the postseason, I mean, we're talking about it a lot about it right now. But I was just thinking about it. Honestly, the quarterbacks we're going to worry about the most in this postseason this season, I think, especially with their seeding right now, is going to be Lamar Jackson and Tua Tagovailoa. Tua, let me just say his first name. And then if CJ Stroud sneak in there as well too in the wild card, then you have that as well too to worry about. And then of course you have Sunshine. You got Trevor Lawrence. These is some inexperienced guys in the postseason as well too. And with that, Josh Allen not making it to the postseason, bro. I'm not tripping. We're not talking about that. No.
Dale, next week is Buffalo's Super Bowl. The way that the Packers game was that Super Bowl in this game, and they won. So
and hey, bro, I'm telling you right now, you laying it on thick right now for your guys, man. But more hats off to you because I got on the Chiefs shirt just like you, but you laying it on thick for your guys because Buffalo is fighting for their football lives. And
yep.
you thought the Packers was hungry. Buffalo is going to be hungry, so the Chiefs better be ready. And I'm just.
And I love this after loss. Every time y'all talk,
I'm gonna get my
every time y'all talk, I'm going out on a limb right now, 300 plus, and I'm dying on it. And I'm dying on it. I don't care because I need my money back, bro. I don't care what y'all talking about right now. I just lost 20. I got a chance to leave with 100 for the Super Bowl. I'm dying on that.
You got one more week, remember? You got one more. You got to put all your bets on.
That's why I got to do it, bro.
That's why you're talking so hype. You're trying to manifest that shit.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to say this to close. The Chiefs got to be ready, so you better be ready. Don't let any. We have it. This is an NFC game, so we are kind of talking crazy here. It's an outer conference game. It doesn't really mean anything for us as far as our seeding and positioning. It just as far as our record, it doesn't have us looking in a sexy record as what we like for it to look. But we have to figure some things out. And you better come ready to play because, like I said, Buffalo's fighting for their football lives. You better come in ready to stick something. You better ready to come in and stop that QB run. You better find a way to patch up that bleed, whatever that with the run. You better find a way to get your linebackers to calm down and field because Josh Allen has came in the Arrowhead and done us in the last 2 years in a row. So the Chiefs better be ready to make a statement with this game because we need you to make a statement for us. Give us a reason to really show us love and keep repping as hard as we do because right now we're losing faith. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Well, by the end of Monday night, because we definitely don't assume that Mr. Jake Browning is going to get it done in Jacksonville. That will make the other AFC teams 9-3. So you are officially fourth place, and that giant lead you had is gone. So it didn't matter that you lost to an NFC team in all that it matters because you still have more losses than the other teams. So that being the case, they're doing a lot of hoping, or you hope that they play exactly like you said, and grind it out, be willing to run the ball for 4 quarters. Can Andy Reid actively choose to run the ball for 4 straight quarters? If that can happen, then I'm back on it. I have been on this feeling like this offense keeps hurting themselves to such a detrimental degree that they are not going to be able to stop getting over their mistakes. So if we're to the point where we're hoping the defense keeps holding games to 14, 21 points at a minimum, and our offense can't even get to 20 points, I'm not expecting any wins in the postseason. The majority of this schedule, besides Buffalo and a injured but probably still very hungry to beat a Cincinnati team, everybody is towards the bottom of the league besides the second Raiders matchup. So if you put all these in a computer, they should win. But the same should have been said about tonight as well.
Yep.
There's going to be the image on social media of everybody picking the Chiefs to win and then getting exposed with the tweet right next to it. So
Happens every time too. Every time everybody wants us to win, we lose. We always do the unexpected and just go ahead and just screw it up for everybody. But my question was to you before, because I know we running low on time before our final thoughts. Like, if we're gonna run it all the time, how many times do you expect them to throw? So that means we're gonna want throw in between 25 times and run it like an average of. Because I mean, it's gonna have to be balanced, right? And the games that we won, it was pretty balanced as well too. So
I say it looks like it looks today. That's what the game plan looks like.
Patrick threw the ball 33 times.
Now it's probably still
I
too
think
many.
he could have. Yep, I think he could have dropped that down 8 more times, gave those carries straight to Pacheco, and the final score might look slightly different. And they don't get into throwing downfield desperation mode that makes Isaiah Pacheco lose his mind and get ejected. And there's still no clue about whether or not that continues into next game. If the Chiefs don't have Isaiah Pacheco against the Buffalo Bills,
it's worrisome.
Hoy boy, we got some shit to talk about then.
So you're gonna have to have Jet McKinnon play, and then more than likely you will have a Deneric Prince activated, or a Perrine moving up as well too. I mean, to be fair, Pacheco. I mean, we had good games still without Pacheco, with against the Bills, but I guess it's more worrisome now due to the fact that our wide receivers is not as good though. So that's a difference, and that's what we're going to worry about. But in this upcoming game against the Bills, we're defensively, hopefully, if everybody's back. I know everybody's not going to be back, but we know we can let Cook go. But having a guy back like Tranquil and possibly bringing Nick Bolton back as well too, I always felt that we were going to have a spot on Josh anyway. So this is going to have to be a game to where we're going to have to make him force mistakes and capitalize off his mistakes. And what I hate about the Kansas City Chiefs, a team who usually give up a lot of turnovers, then that's a game they don't give up a lot of turnovers. They actually play very well. So I do feel the worries, but how Chiefs Kingdom is reacting right now, usually the next game, the Chiefs kind of pisses us off and be like, oh, you couldn't do this all season. You can play great. And that's what I want. That's what I want. Us to be frustrated that y'all couldn't do this last week against the Packers.
You're dead on, Dale. I'm just saying, this is the third time that all of us have said, all right, this is it. The offense is better now. It's not. So stop saying the offense is better. It's not better. The offense is not
You can stop
going
saying
to get better. So all of our videos will not say the offense is doing great because they're not. The offense is far below all of our expectations of them. So until the Chiefs put up the 2018 type of point totals, this offense is not what it could be. And the fact that Andy Reid and Brett Veach don't have that like blatantly going off in their heads is a little concerning. And you wonder which one of those two is ultimately at fault. Brett Veach is the GM, but there's not a damn move that happens for the Kansas City Chiefs that Andy Reid did not personally approve. And I know that for a fact. So if Andy Reid believed in this group, then unfortunately, some of the blame has to go on Andy Reid as well.
Yep. Yep.
It's
I was
only
gonna
bad.
fall. He gonna take the blame for it anyway. We got that type of coaching. We got that type of quarterback as well too. Now behind closed doors, we don't know what they saying or what they doing, but it's time to put a fire in everybody else's ass who has been playing down this year. It's time to wake up. I don't know what needs to happen. Honestly, the first part of even take away the turnover and then just a couple penalties as well too. Could have been a lot better. Could have been way better. We could have done way more than what we have already. But at the same time, we gotta take from that and just move forward and see what happens against the Bills and for the rest of the season. So that's how I'm gonna leave it off, and hopefully they can wake up. Hopefully they can wake up. That's all we can wish. So
If we're hoping with the Chiefs that things have drastically changed since February after winning.
we're saying this about an 8-4 team.
And y'all are like convinced they're not going to lose the game again. If I look at the record, 8-4, that's only winning 2/3 of your games. So that means they're getting like 10 wins, and they're losing like a couple more. So
Nah, we're finishing out 13-4. I don't care what y'all talking about.
I give them that. I feel like they can lock in and get it done here, but I just feel like they can't afford to. So you can call it, say they're winning, whatever. I don't care. They can't afford to lose any more AFC games. Period. Point blank. We all know that.
It's important coming up. It's important.
So not only are the Bills fighting for their football life, the Chiefs are too. So enjoy the game. Let's see. May the best person win, best team win. Let's see.
and the Bills are coming off a bye week where all they're doing is watching Chiefs films for 2 weeks.
Zero blitzes and stuff that Josh Allen can probably throw up. So let's go. Let's see. Here we go.
I mean, that Donovan Smith injury might be costly.
It's what it is. We got to keep rolling. I feel like that's what I feel like with the Chiefs. We got to keep rolling, and all we can do is hope for the best. That's it. Yep, NFL. Like NFL. Keep going.
It's professionals. They're professionals like everybody else. Wake up. It's their job to do it.
I agree. How come y'all didn't say that when you were given the defensive passes game for their injuries?
Well,
because I mean, this is
feel like it's a third. I feel like the third linebacker is just a lot, Clint. That's a big ask. Like a third linebacker.
Backup left tackle isn't a big ask.
Well, I mean,
hold on. The defense been saving them all year. The offense can't save them one time. An offense that we used to always talk about, always bailing them out. Wake the fuck up. Get a fucking touchdown. Score a 2-point conversion. Stay in it. That's what the best teams do in those moments. Come on, bro. Like they gotta wake up. Like I'm not gonna keep on doing that because we don't want to blame Patrick Mahomes as much. Stop playing shitty. That's flat out.
If you play better, no part of that was saying that.
Nah, but
my
I mean,
point is you're picking and choosing who you're gonna allow to have growing pains. And
no, we're not.
Man up and
I say no, we not because we get on the wide receivers just as bad too. But you got to understand when you have
the whole season,
when you have a second-rate ranked defense and they're dealing already with the second in command, it's your middle linebacker, a guy that hasn't been here for a long time, and then you go to your third in command, which is a special teams player. He's not even a starter, a day-to-day starter, not even a rotational guy like Leo Chanel. This is a guy that has to just pick up the green dye out of the middle of nowhere. I feel like it's factors in the situations to where certain factors deserve to be shed more light on than other situations. That's a situation where we're in a kind of anomaly situation here. You go down a middle linebacker, then you lose your key safety. So, like, you losing a lot of big communication spots on the field, and you still get 3 and outs. Like Dale said, you get a chance to win the game. Your offense is still in the game. So you can make $1 million. You can say it's $1 million excuses for your defense, but your defense did their job and what they needed to do. Your offense didn't do their job. You can't get field goals in the red zone and think you're going to win the game. That's not a formula for winning. And Mahomes has said that before. That's what killed us in the game against the Broncos. We can drive all day long up and down the field. But when you go down there and kick 3 and the other team comes down and scores a touchdown on the possession, that's the key. That's a good way to lose a game, and that's what they did. That's how you figure out. That's how you find a way to lose. Is by letting you kick field goals and the other team scores. Ask the Chiefs what happened against us against the Pittsburgh Steelers when we win the playoffs. Y'all remember that game? We lost all field goals. Couldn't even score a touchdown. So it's like, man, come on, like we gotta you give credit where credit is due. I understand. Yes, we make it. You may feel like it's an excuse for the defense, but I feel like the defenses were in a very very precarious situation today.
No, you're dead ass. My point around all that is, yes, your defense gave the offense a chance to go down the field and score. And what did they do? They threw the ball incomplete and punted the ball. So all that strategy of what they need to do to win the game, they didn't do in the clutch moment when they needed to win the game. Now, hopefully we can throw our hands up and say, all right, this is the one and only time they'll make this mistake. They're going to fix themselves. They're going to... then we just sound like a broken record because we've said that all season. So... Andy,
I mean, if we're going to give up,
please.
I mean,
clearly, this is the answer. You saw what happened when you went past Happy, and it didn't work. So give it to number 10.
That's a recipe for success. Period.
That's the only way this team is succeeding into the postseason, unless we see miracles happen with Mahomes and his receivers. Like, I don't know if Andy Reid's just calling the shittiest plays and nobody gets open. The receivers are just constantly letting Mahomes down. But because none of the blame gets cast on the receivers, it's all on Mahomes for not throwing it to them, and it's all Andy Reid for not scheming them open. So,
I don't know. A loss is a loss at the end of the day. We've been talking about it for a minute. Wash your hands with it, move on to the next one. It's the NFL. Hopefully we can keep winning. You keep losing like this, though, and we're going to get booted early. So all we can do is live off the facts. We lost the game. We didn't play good enough. Like you said, your defense, you could play. They say they played mediocre behind, whatever. The defense got the ball back to the offense twice. You didn't capitalize. You're a professional. You come to work just like your defense. You let the team down today. Offense. Mahomes let the team down today. So, period, point blank, and it's been that way all year. So, can go back to the drawing board and figure it out. So that's on Andy Reid and his rest of his staff and everybody to put this piece of shit together on that offense. You go back to the drawing board and you figure it out. Period. We lost, and it was offensively we lost. Period. We didn't score enough points. So figure it out because the Bills are going to score 30. See what they did to the Eagles. Have fun.
Dale, you got any more words?
Just go out there and win, man. Let's not throw in the towel. You know, if a lot of the fans were management right now, we'll be trying to go ahead and end the season off and try to and try to go ahead and try to fight for a draft spot just because how a lot of people talking. Yep, giving up, bro. It's 8-4, bro. Like. Come on, cuz let's wake up, Cheese Kingdom. Let's not go into that rut. Let's not be all emotional. Yeah, we can be mad about this loss. Let's wash it away. Let's come back. Hopefully they can step up. At the end of the day, we still got a lot of more football left to go, and we done seen weirder things happen. I done seen a New York Giants team at 9-7 and 10-6 win a Super Bowl. Anything can happen. Wake up. It's when you're trending at the right time. Wide receivers. y'all have a lot of y'all lucky we 8-4. Y'all have a chance to end up just shoot and finish off the season hot. And then next thing you know, everybody gonna forget what you did at the beginning of the season. Everybody gonna forget about this game tonight. So you have a chance to wake up.
I mean, this is the last month of the season. So if you didn't wake up now, what they wake up next week? Or how many more weeks do they have?
Competition. It's competition. It can happen anytime.
Because of their already efforts.
Yeah, and I just feel like Dale was just saying that you go get some teams you can beat up on down the stretch. I think they do that. That's what I think he said. Period. That's what I was saying.
Just wake up. You can finish off. Just wake up. let's wake up, finish off the season. We see what happened in playoffs. That's all you can do right now. I'll leave it at that.
I guess all we got left right now is hope, because the offense that we've come to know and love is broken beyond repair for the rest of the season. And when your head coach is offensive minded, that's concerning, but you know that they're taking all the blame for everybody, whether or not it's applicable to them. So, guys, I completely agree with you. I'm not going to bring myself to think that fingers are going to be snapped and they're going to completely change who they are and what they've been. We've seen the highlights and we've seen the low parts, and we have to admit that they're more on the low part spectrum with everything average wise. So that's where my expectations are. If the Chiefs defense gives up 3 touchdowns, I'm not very convinced. Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi, fine. That game will be fine. Jake Browning, fine. Playing the Raiders on Christmas, you should be fired up for that. So hopefully, but we also saw the defense have times where they looked bad against them and then clamp up. So the Chiefs maybe have one more game to give up, period. But at this point, I think we need to stop looking at the conference standings and accept that we're going on the road and we're not hosting any more championship games unless we see those other teams with quarterbacks that are playing at as good a level as a Mahomes can be. So we're done staring at the playoff picture. They're going on the road. The Chiefs had several chances to get it done, and they just weren't able to do it. So if the Chiefs make these adjustments like we discussed and take this identity on, then they can be successful. But if they keep waiting for Magic Mahomes to just poof back in, they're going to be ready for disappointment. So I'm staying on this more even-keeled version of this team, and I don't put the blame on the defense, but the defense did like the worst they've done. Spags is going to go on press conference this week and say they gave up the most points, and despite all their circumstances, he's still going to be unhappy with that, and that'll be great to hear because you want everybody playing at their best and coaching at their best. Mm-hmm. So defense is going to make an adjustment. They're going to figure out how to fill in these gaps that unfortunately were dealt to them in this game where they didn't have the chance to make adjustments. But now they get to, so they get a whole week to prepare with whoever they believe is going to be on the field come Sunday. So they need to get it done. Chris Jones, you're the highest paid man on this defense. So when our middle linebackers are down, it shouldn't look like this defense doesn't work. So I need to see Chris Jones dominating, and I need to see our secondary clamp up. We hyped them up, and it shouldn't be the defense is missing one component and the entire thing crumbles. So get that fixed. And Andy, realize who you have and use them. Please stop going to default thought about what this team needs to be and watch the parts of the games where the Chiefs were successful and mimic that and continue. That's all I got. You guys got anything else before I pay some bills and say goodbye?
Oh.
Statement just came out about that pass interference. definitely gonna frustrate y'all. Don't want to even want to say it right now.
The NFL was like, oh man, that sucks.
They basically said it wasn't with him draping over. They feel like it wasn't enough contact to that restricted a wide receiver for a pass interference to occur. Yeah,
we can argue calls all day. Is what it is.
I am, but I'm gonna leave it alone because we need to go. We need to go. And yeah, it was, bro. Don't do that. It was a PI, but it's fine. It happens all the time. Bad calls happen all the time. So
New Orleans. That was a playoff game.
That was worse. That was worse. So I'm not even tripping the regular season, and that was worse.
It's the same thing. We see it all the time. That's it. It's what it is. We lost.
Yep. When you're a fan of the team and the refs screw you, you're mad at the refs. But when you're neutral or the call benefits you, you say, let the players on the field control the end of the game, not the man in the stripes. So,
and that's what they did.
All right. Well, cool. That's a great note to go off on. Jesus. Okay. Well, thanks all for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Red Kingdom Media. Hopefully you enjoyed this extra long edition. And what started off as sorrowful and then had some shreds of optimism and then, up and down, much like the Chiefs games like to be. Looks like it could be good. Oh, no, this is trash. Oh, they're beating up this. Nope. So thanks for sticking with us. We appreciate everybody who was here live and anybody now listening or watching us after the fact. Leave a comment or reply to this video as well and let us know your thoughts and try to make it into one of these next post-game shows. And if we have enough of a desire, we may end up pushing some of our podcasts to a live if we think we might get a decent enough audience for it. So if you guys seem interested in that, let us know and we'll give that consideration because we love talking to you guys and y'all definitely fuel us. Y'all can be on something sometimes, but we love each and every one of y'all's opinions, even if they're wrong. They are valid and justified to exist here in this space, and we're glad that you chose to spend that time with us. So thank you all for joining us. Try to get through your few more minutes of Sunday night or Monday morning, afternoon, whenever you're listening to this. Stay strong, stay up, stay red and gold. Let's go.
Chiefs.
Thanks for checking out this update straight from the heart of Chiefs Kingdom. We appreciate your passion, so please leave a like and follow us wherever you tune in from. See you next tailgate, your trusted source for all things Chiefs, Red Kingdom